Racism and bigotry, racism and bigotry, bleh, French, bleh.
All right, so we are reading about the Alien and Sedition Acts, which were a series of acts of laws passed by the United States Congress that suppressed rights. And these were laws passed in 1898 by the U.S. government. The Alien Sedition Acts were a series of 4 different laws passed by the U.S. Congress in 1798 amid widespread fear that war with France was imminent. Quasi-war, anybody? These 4 laws, which remain controversial to this day, people still be arguing about them, restricted the activities of foreign residents in the country and limited freedom of speech and of the press. What was that about a First Amendment? And we're on President 2, and we're already messing with them? Rumors of a French invasion and enemy spies frightened many Americans. President John Adams warned that foreign influence within the United States was dangerous and must be exterminated. The Federalist majority in Congress quickly passed 4 laws in 1798 to make the United States more secure from alien, foreign, spies, and domestic home traitors. Most of these laws, however, were intended to weaken Thomas Jefferson's Democratic Republican Party. The first law, the Naturalization Act, extended the time immigrants had to live in the United States to become citizens from 5 to 14 years. Since most immigrants favored the Republicans, delaying their citizenship would slow the growth of Thomas Jefferson's Democratic Republican Party. The Aliens Enemies Act, that sounds horrible, provided that once war had been declared, if the quasi-war ever becomes real war, all male enemies of an enemy nation could be arrested, detained, and deported. If war had broken out, this act could have expelled many of the estimated 25,000 French citizens that at that time were living in the United States. But the country did not go to war, and the law was never used. The Alien Friends Act authorized the president to deport any non-citizen suspected of plotting against the government during either wartime or peacetime. This law could have resulted in the mass expulsion, get out, of new immigrants. The act was limited to 2 years, and no alien, foreigner, was ever deported, get out, because of it. The fourth law was the Sedition Act. Its provisions, the stuff inside of it, seemed directly aimed at those who spoke out against the Federalists. The Alien and Sedition Acts provoked a debate between Democratic Republicans, not today's Republicans, and the Federalist state legislators over freedom of speech and of the press. In a resolution that he wrote for the Virginia legislature, James Madison, the dude who wrote the Constitution, argued that the Sedition Act attacked the right of freely examining public characters and measures and of free communication among the people. In heavily Federalist Massachusetts, state legislatures responded that a sedition law was wise and necessary to defend against secret attacks by foreign or domestic enemies. We must be able to tell you to shut your mouth or we throw you in jail. Otherwise, how can we keep you safe? And this is from the same place that was like Sons of Liberties and no representation without taxation. Same place. Just a few years later. In the end, the people just settled this debate in 1800 by electing Thomas Jefferson president and a Republican majority to Congress. Once again, Thomas Jefferson and the Democratic Republicans, different from today's Republican Party. The Republican Party of today doesn't exist at this time. In his inaugural address, the speech that a president gives whenever they become president, Thomas Jefferson, and this is important, confirmed the new definition of free speech and press as the right of Americans, quote, to think freely and to speak and write what they think. Basically, because of these laws, the American people said, John Adams, get out of town. We're electing Thomas J. And we don't like your whole bad stuffs against freedom of speech. Like, we like being able to say whatever we want, even if it's bad about you. So Hopefully this is helpful and hopefully you're enjoying things.